We're going to take what we did yesterday and we're going to make it a little bit harder. So get ready. Buckle your seatbelt, okay? Yesterday, our triangles were special. You can't use that rule on any old triangle. It works on 45, 45, 90 triangles. Well, guess what? There's another pattern out there. Patterns are great because they're shortcuts if we use them correctly. There's another pattern out there, and it doesn't work on 45, 45, 90 triangles. It's another triangle that shows up a lot in the real world, all the time, shows up, and it has its own pattern, and that's what we're going to learn today. So yesterday was all about a shortcut, and today is all about a shortcut. Find the missing angles of this figure, and you will know what today's special triangle is. Yes, okay. Y'all are too quick. So if we technically wanted to do the math, we know that this one and this one add up to 90, right? I hope we can all agree on that. So A plus 2A is 90. 3A is 90. So A would be 30. So we know that this angle would be 30, and this would be double 30, so this angle would be 60. So today's special right triangle, it's like an exception to the rule, it's special, is 30, 60, 90 triangles. Now I'm going to go ahead and just give you the rule. Here are the rules. It's not x root 2. It's a new rule. Can you kind of visualize where those side lengths would go? I'll put the angles back on. If those are side lengths, think about where they would go on our picture. Good. Okay. So out of all those numbers, which one is the smallest? The smallest one is x. The smallest side, if you remember from last semester, is going to go across from the smallest angle. The smallest side is going to go across from the smallest angle. So the one across from 30 is x. What's the largest number of all of those? Because we know the hypotenuse is always the largest. Is it a bigger number to multiply by 2 or to multiply by root 3? Which one's bigger, 2 or root 3? 2 is bigger. So 2 is our hypotenuse. And then x root 3 is the side across from 60. This rule is not quite as catchy. X root 3, 2x. X root 3, 2x. That's our rule today for 30, 60, 90 triangles. We're not going to do this. We're actually going to skip that because we are going to find it using Pythagorean theorem. But I don't think we need to discover it. We kind of did that the other day. So this is how the rule works. X root 3, 2x. And then on the other one, x root 3, 2x. Notice someone mentioned the hypotenuse is always double the short leg. Always, every time, 2x. I would do those two first when I'm solving for these. I would always tackle the short leg and the hypotenuse first because one is just half of the other. One is double the other. So just look at that relationship. 8 is double 4. 6 is double 3. 3 is half of 6. 4 is half of 8. Okay, so if you want to write this in your notes, this would be the one slide you would want to write down. X root 3, 2x, 30, 60, 90. X root 3, 2x. There is a poem. I am actually going to show it to you. All right, let's see if we can take this rule that we just learned and apply it to our triangles. Now, some of you are going to be able to look at this triangle, you're going to be able to know the missing sides, and you're going to move on to the next problem. Some of you are going to need a table to organize your information while you're still learning this. You're going to need a table. I will show you the table, but you don't have to use the table if it is kind of redundant for you, if it's too much work, okay? So here's what I do while students are still getting used to the rule. I make a small little chart, and it's x root 3, 2x, because that's the rule, okay? Then I always ask my students, which side do we have and what is it across from? You'll get so tired of me saying that. Which side do we have and what is it across from? Well, we have 11 and it's across from 30. 30, 60, 90. So I put 11 in the 30 column. I know that this problem is too easy to use the chart on. I just want to show you how to use the chart because you might need it for the tougher problems. Okay, so then once you put the side in the right column of the chart, you just follow the chart. X root 3, 2x. You just follow the chart. If any of the columns need simplifying, you would simplify them like this one. And then you just put the sides right back on the triangle where they go. You put the largest one across from 90, and you put the medium one across from 60. So A is 11 root 3, and B is 22. We were able to avoid Pythagorean theorem once again. If we had to use Pythagorean theorem, well, first of all, you can't use Pythagorean theorem with just one side, right? We couldn't have even solved this problem if we didn't know the pattern. Try this one. What do we have, and what is it across from? We have 24, and it is the hypotenuse. It is the longest side, so it goes in the 2x column. All right, so I know that 24 is 2x. If I know what 2x is, how do I get to x? Divide by 2. And then just follow the chart, x root 3. So whatever x is, whatever the 31 is, you just multiply by root 3. Put them back on your picture. The shortest one is J, so it's 12, and the medium one is K, so it's 12 root 3. 12 root 3, 24. Okay, let's see if we can get some tougher ones. Well, not yet. I won't do the chart on this one. Some of these you're going to be able to just look at the picture and you're going to know the rule. It's x root 3, 2x. So you might be able to just literally go to your picture, visualize the rule, and you might just be able to do it right away. I know that my shortest leg is 2, and then I always know that my hypotenuse is double my short leg. It's always double. So don't do the chart if you don't need to. Like I said, if you can do this right on your picture, then do it right on your picture. This is our x, right? Because it's across from 30. What do I have, and what is it across from? Root 3 is our x, so this one's a little bit different. Normally, we wouldn't put that one in that column, right? But root 3 is our x, so we have to be careful. I'm going to do what the table tells me to do. It says x times root 3. Well, this is x, and then times root 3. And then it says 2 times x. So I'm just filling out my table. Then you simplify if you need it. 2. What is square root 3 times square root 3? It's 3. So across from 60, it's 3. And across from 90, it's 2 root 3. So that one doesn't follow the pattern quite as nicely as we're used to. That one might help if we make the chart. F is 3 and E is 2 root 3. Double. The hypotenuse is always double the short leg. I'm going to give you a minute to try this one. So I told you to ask yourself every time, what do I have and what angle is it across from? What do I have and what angle is it across from? Unfortunately, we have an integer across from 60. This is our least favorite situation because the 12 goes in the 60 column. We don't like it when there's an integer across from 60, but we can handle it, okay? How would we get from here to here? Because you always try to find x first. You always try to find that short leg first. Every time, try to find the short leg first. Good. The opposite of multiplying by root 3 is dividing by root 3. So where I'm going to go off to the side, and I'm going to divide it by root 3. It's taking a really long time for it to show up. Okay. And then I'm going to rationalize my denominator. That is 12 root 3 over 3. Is that fully simplified? Nope. We have to divide 12 divided by 3. Which gets us 4. So we have now found x. It is 4 root 3. And then remember, once you find x to find your hypotenuse, it's super easy. You just double it. 4 root 3 doubled is 8 root 3. So now I know that A is 4 root 3 and B is 8 root 3. Okay? Next one, I have my hypotenuse. I'm going to work this one on the picture because I know that not all of you are going to use the table. I have my hypotenuse. You always get your short leg first. You always get your short leg first. So divide by 2. The short leg is half of the hypotenuse. So I know that D is square root 6. It's half. 2 root 6 divided by 2 is just root 6. And then I know the one across from 60 is x root 3. Oh, what is that? Square root 6 times square root 3. Which is so D is square root 6, whereas C is 3 root 2. Okay? We doing okay? If you can stay in class, you can stay. If you need to go, you can go. All right. Ooh, 2 for 1. We have a 45, 45, 90 and a 30, 60, 90 all in one. Solve for x and y. In our 45, 45, 90 triangle, 15 is the hypotenuse. That's bad news because we have to divide by root 2. Remember, when you're looking for a leg, you divide, whereas when you're looking for that hypotenuse, you multiply. So to find x, we're going to have to do 15 divided by root 2. We're going to have to rationalize 15 root 2 over 2. Or 7.5 root 2, either way. So that's x. We found x. Finding y is a little bit easier. Look, 15 is across from 30. That's our short leg. We know that y is always double our short leg, 15 times 2. So I didn't set up the chart there because we didn't even have to deal with the side across from 60. The hypotenuse is always double the short leg. Y is 30, whereas x is 15 root 2 over 2. Okay, a 30, 60, 90 attached to a 30, 60, 90. 12 is the hypotenuse. I know that this is 30, so I know that y is half of 12. And then I know that this one is x root 3, x root 3. Oh, now 6 root 3 is the hypotenuse. So if you have the hypotenuse and you're looking for the shortest leg, it's simply half. Hope we're okay with that. X is half of 6 root 3. So 6 root 3 divided by 2. Good. Okay, I'm going to save these for tomorrow actually. The square and the equilateral triangle we'll save for tomorrow. Please try your homework tonight. Every problem of your homework. Have a good day.